Hello, hello. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Let me enable the chat for everyone. There we go. Some questions coming in already. Thanks, David. Waiting for Flo to join me. Hi, Alexander. Hi, Fabien. Hi, Karen. Hi, Mark. Hi, Renaud. Hi, Steve. Good to see you here. Yeah, don't hesitate to. Oh, are you able to say hi to everyone, or are you still limited to? Because I see you're all saying hello to the hosts and panelists, so just checking if you should be able to chat with everyone. And Steve is asking, saying, Steve, if you want to ask a question in the Q&A section, that would be great. It makes it easier to like go through them one by one, because once the chat gets a little bit of action, it's harder to find the questions in there. All right, is Flo here? Hi, Paulette. And actually, we can follow up on your question from last week, because I didn't have time to. So I asked Flo. Flo asked me what backend you're using, and I couldn't remember. So um, I wanted to ask you. I wanted to check the office hours replace, but didn't get a chance. So if you can let us know in the chat your backend prole, that could help. Yeah, Xano. Okay, cool. And Mark, yeah, I think as an attendee, you can't see the questions, but I can see them all. And then once I've answered them, I can say that I've answered them. So and they're just all in the same place. Um, and let me. Okay, I think Flo must be in deep focus mode. Let me send him a little message. Uh, in the meantime. In the meantime, let's see if there's some questions that I feel comfortable answering. Maybe it's saying, you have a question regarding an issue with a sticky CTA, half sticky, half free spirit. I'm not great with sticky content, to be honest. I'll wait for Flo. And Mark is saying in the chat, I'm curious on real time with Xano. I hear they're in QA now and releasing next week. Have they reached out to the WeWeb team yet? Yes, absolutely. We are collaborating with the Xano team, so we have early access and are looking into it. You know, it's very unlikely we'll be able to release the real time like right at the same moment, but we do collaborate, and they have given us early access. Okay. I can see Flo here. Yeah, I can see him before. Awesome.
Hi everyone.
Hey. Um, okay, so we actually have a bunch of questions already, which is pretty cool. And yeah, sorry, Flo's not in his usual setup, so it may take a little bit of getting used to with a double screen and such. But let's let's get started with Davey. I'll promote you to panels, Davey, so you can show us what you mean by half sticky, half free spirit. That would be awesome. So, a question about. And Rian is saying, "Welcome back, Flo. I hope you enjoyed your holidays." We had a nice tan. We can't see it really on this image, but we had our all hands yesterday, and Flo was looking good. Nice tan. Hey,
Hi guys,
Davey.
how's it going?
Hey. So I have hopefully it's a quick one. I have a question regarding a sticky CTA that I have. So I'm just going to share. Can you see this? My screen? I'll put
Yeah,
it.
we can also see your emails though, so not sure you.
Okay, well, there's nothing with the president's fine. So
Okay,
I'm just going to show you a video because that was on my mobile, so I can't really show
sure.
it on the laptop. But basically, I have a sticky CT at the bottom, and every time I want to scroll, so you can see the sticky part is moving a bit too much. So I'm just not sure about what it's linked to, and I would need some help to try to understand maybe what's wrong in my setup or if this is something else. Um, so basically, I have this part here, and the sticky is right here. That's the setup that I have for the sticky part now. So I'm just not sure what needs to be done.
Can you show again the video, please? Just once.
Yes, sure. Yeah, where is the video? Not sure. It's right here. So, oh, the pretty stuff again. There you go. Says the white part should not be able to move at all. But somehow when I scroll on mobile, I can see that you always go back to the place that I've set it up, but every time I scroll, it's just like it's dancing around.
Indeed, this is weird. Can you show us how you implemented this sticky part?
Yeah, just right here.
And,
So that's why I
and
did.
Karen is asking, by the way, how it's behaving on the rest of the breakpoints.
Sorry?
Karen in the chat is asking how it's behaving on the rest of the breakpoints if you have the same issue on desktop or
No, the other one, well, that tablet I didn't try, but desktop it seems to be fine. And no, the thing on desktop is not the same setup. I have it sticky, but it's not the same on mobile. I need to adapt it, so it's literally only for mobile.
Okay. Sorry, so Flo, Flo was asking how it's set up.
Yeah. So, okay, can
I don't know
you
if you want
click
to see
on, I just need, before I need to see the layout, could you select the layout on the left?
the layout. Sure, sorry.
Yeah.
The layout. So this part.
Okay, your container. Okay, I think this is because of this. So you added the sticky part on the container, right? Not on the section.
Indeed, yes.
Okay, so maybe this is because of this. Could you select the section? Yes, this one. And this one is a model. Okay, this is what I needed to see. So you don't need to add the sticky part on the container because you used a model section. So I think you should remove, yes, on the container, you can remove the sticky part. So
Okay.
you can just let normal, okay. And now can you select the model? The parent, sorry, the
The
section.
model.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
exactly. And up here from bottom, okay, so it's not on, yes, bottom middle, so this should work. No,
Because when I press the CTA, I have a different model that's coming on the screen. So this one is wait.
if you click on it, it goes, oh wait, it should work. It should work. Can you show us?
Yeah, so basically if I click on it, now I'm gonna have a model. The sticky part is not the model. The sticky part is just the sticky part.
Oh yeah, we just say that it's a modal because in WeWeb it's a modal element.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's it's
Sorry.
I'm biased. I'm totally biased. So the component that is used with this section, it's a model type, but indeed it's not model, but it's behaving like it's a section above everything. Not really above everything, but with kind of absolute positioning.
Yes.
So I think you could you try that and then you tell us after if it works better on your phone, if you can publish.
I'll leave it like this without the sticky part.
Yes, exactly. I think
Yeah.
it should work.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Yeah, it should work. Yeah, normally it should work.
Do you understand why it should work or
No.
no? Okay, because the idea is so with this element, with the modal element, if you go on the section, you see you can choose the position. And the position here you selected on bottom middle. So it will be on bottom middle. And the display here, you probably don't need conditional display on mobile. I'm guessing, or it will always be true. I don't know if you're using
One
the
was
alert.
was set up like this, I guess. I must have just
Okay.
so it was already like that.
So
Yeah.
you can unbind this. It will make it you can unbind this, I think, and just leave it as on mobile like this. So your display is not conditional anymore. It's on. You're saying I want this section to appear, to be displayed, and I want it to be displayed bottom middle. So in that sense, it will be sticky.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
You may need to remove the transition too, I think.
I may need to remove, sorry, the
Yes.
transition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You may need to remove that one. Yeah.
okay, cool. Amazing. Well, I'm gonna publish and try again.
Yeah, and
Cool.
I just had an overall question because Joyce talked to me last week about you working, I think it was you, yeah, working on the possibility to have a page, a dynamic page indexed in Google by SEO. So I just wanted to know if you know more or less when
I
it
do.
come or not.
As a matter of fact, I do. That's why I was late. So yes, we do have kind of a workaround to help you to do that. We will get back to you with the documentation, I think, pretty soon. We are almost there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We are making progress. It's top of mind for sure. Thank you. Talk to you soon, David.
Guys.
All right. So now we have. So I don't know who asked the question because in the Q&A it says anonymous attendee. So I won't be able to invite you on, but I would like to allow a user to upload a CSV, store a copy of that CSV, which can be downloaded later. The CSV should then be parsed and data added to the database. The user can choose which fields in the header row correspond to what in the database. The outcomes, a permanent record of the original file that was. Okay, how would you recommend doing this? So anonymous attendee, if you can tell me in the chat who you are, I would be able to have you jump on board and share your screen and explain to us your use case a little bit more. And David, you're asking a question in the chat. If you want to ask it in the Q&A section, it would be very helpful because it's easier to track. All right, inviting Prolate on so she can ask her question. Where are you? Here we go. Promote to panelist.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Okay, I'll show you what I'm trying to do, and it's not that important, but I looked online, looked on the forums, and the only answer I got there is that it's probably not possible the way, like the normal way.
Okay.
So I was just trying to literally animate, just thank you for subscribing after somebody has subscribed. So all it does right now is if I go and I subscribe, right now it says thank you for subscribing, and then in like 5 seconds it will disappear. I wanted to make this like a little bit better, but I tried to set the ease in and ease out settings on the thank you, but that didn't seem to actually animate it in some way.
So if you wish to animate, I mean, when it appears to fade, you need, I think you use the conditional rendering for the thank you part. Yeah, is that right? For the text.
I use the display property.
Oh, okay. So
and I hooked it up to the display things. And in the form submit, I basically said, call the subscribe API, change the display things to true, then wait 5,000 milliseconds, and then change the display things to false.
Okay. So then you need to play with the opacity. What animation would you like to have?
I don't really care. Something that's just doesn't look so jarring.
Okay. Um, okay, give me 5 seconds to think about this. Because in here you display. Okay, so so here you need to if you wish to keep this design, you need to change two things. So the height of the section, and then display the text.
Aaron is suggesting maybe a modal or toast message is a possible solution.
Yeah, it depends. It's a design choice, so it's your call.
I don't have many preferences. I just wanted something to tell people thank you for subscribing.
Maybe you could change the subscribe button instead.
To
You
not be a
could
button anymore and just like,
just thank you, and you put it in green with an icon, something like this.
okay.
But if you wish to just fade the text,
Mm-hmm.
you need to play with the opacity. This is the property you need to play with.
But meaning, so
In
the,
here, you go to below to opacity, and
okay, the opacity.
okay, can you scroll a bit more? I don't know if you have an early access to animation. No, not yet. Okay, so you may play with this. Okay, so could you bind the opacity to the same variable you use for the display? Okay, and then you need to add a transition, but you already did that. Could you try again? Was too quick.
Rian has
Oh, hold on,
has
display
another.
is still bound as well. Let me remove, well.
That's okay, but you may need to add a bigger transition. I don't.
Let me unbind this. And try. Oh. I guess I should, no, it should be false.
Yes, because it's the other way around. Sorry. Could you select? Yeah, go back to the binding of the opacity. I'm sorry. It's waiting for 0 or 1, not true or false.
Okay.
And here you can add if. So if display. So if it's true, then it needs to be 1. If it's false, it needs to be. Oh, okay. Okay, let's try again. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So now the only problem is that when it's hidden, it's still, okay, maybe I'll put it
I think
somewhere else.
you can still bind the display, so it will just do that and then animate.
Ah, okay.
I think we need to move on to the next question, but Rian
Okay.
also made a suggestion in the chat that I think it's a nice UI feedback is that he believes that changing the height of the parent when the message appears looks a little bit weird.
Yes, it's not
So maybe
ideal.
something to work on.
Okay.
Looks
Thank
cool. Thank you.
It didn't work. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, display plus opacity may not work like this.
What? Because
I think we couldn't see
Yeah.
that. Yes, display plus what we did. We may have some issue. You may need to display first, add a delay, and then do the trick. Yeah, but in the end, it's better to display the thank you part on a place that is not changing in height. Like I don't know who suggested that.
Rian. And cool, probably will play with it. Conditional, Karen says conditional rendering as well, so it doesn't take up extra space. Okay, so the anonymous, not so anonymous user is Alexander. So let me invite you on, Alexander, so you can tell us a bit more about your use case.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hey, yep.
Nice to meet you. I'm quite new to this WeWeb stuff, so bear with me here a bit. But I've read through I've gone through Academy tutorials. I've seen Joyce, I think you've seen your face a lot in the past few days, and it's been very helpful. I was also, well, the question I have is basically I'm a user, I want to upload a CSV. The CSV should be stored as like a permanent like artifact somewhere that can be retrieved exactly as the user uploaded it. But on top of that, the CSV should be uploaded, also it should be then also parsed, and then the records from the CSV added to a database so that you can then manipulate that data within the WeWeb application. I've seen that there's various office hours have addressed this in the past, like you looked into like using Xano to pass CSVs. But from what I can tell is basically Xano doesn't allow you to store like the artifact. Like there's no way of storing the artifact that I can see. Supabase does allow you to upload and store the CSV to Supabase, but then I don't know any way of basically using Supabase in the backend to pass the CSV so that it can be used within the WeWeb application. Does that make sense?
What do you mean by you cannot do it with Xano when you said
So I can upload, when I upload a CSV using Xano, Xano then allows me to then pass the CSV and I can then retrieve and I can call that pass document and I can call that in the WeWeb in the front end. Right, that's possible. There's like office hours I think Q did, I don't know what it was, like a year ago or something like that on this.
Yeah. So okay. So you can
But-
parse the CSV on the backend side and on the front end side. It depends. I'm pretty sure Xano has some features to parse CSV.
Yeah, exactly. So it works as Xano. It works
Okay.
very well. Yeah.
But I think, did you
the
mention
issue
you
is-
can store the artifact? Because there is file
Yes.
storage in Xano as well. So you should be able to store the
The file.
original as well.
Oh, okay, so that I've not found. So you're saying that I could use Xano, I could upload, and I could basically store it like in an S3 like bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well as then separately passing that and then retrieving it in the WeWeb front end. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Let me try to find the documentation for you. I think in
Okay.
WeWeb, you would need to use the encode file as base64 action. I
Exactly.
think,
Mhm.
yeah, there we go. So
Well, that's another thing. That's a separate thing that I have, which is like I have to use the WeWeb CDN to do that. Is that correct?
No, so no, you don't. So if you use the encode file as base64, you don't need to go through the WeWeb CDN.
Exactly. You
Okay.
can upload
Right.
directly to Xano thanks to this.
Okay, great. Then I'll have a look at that. Somewhat of a newbie question on
No,
just
no,
on
it's
using like
No. We are here for this.
on using a specific workflow. So maybe I can share my screen. I have a so can you see this?
yes.
Okay, I have I was just playing around testing the WeWeb workflow, and so what I did is on page load, like I should be able to see. I'd like to retrieve from the Supabase bucket. I'd like to retrieve the list of files. So I've uploaded into Superbase, I've uploaded a file. I'm not going to show you now because I forgot to load that tab. But if I run this here, I can see it works, succeeds, and I can find a certain screenshot that I uploaded. What I don't understand though is like when I come back to my page, how do I then retrieve, like, I don't know where I can find the specific, like it says, if I reload this page, it says that this specific workflow is successfully loaded. I can see that in the logs. So like I can see it's 5:25 my time, so it loaded, but I don't know where I can find that specific item within here. So I don't see if you, or maybe you could tell me where to go for this.
So you would need in your workflow, if you go back to your workflow on page load, you would need to save the result in a variable.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, that sounds. Again, so then when it's in a variable, can I then
You can bind to that
retrieve?
variable.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Do you
That's
know
helpful.
how to do it? It's
Let me just go. Let me maybe just do it very
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
Let me just go to the page.
So change variable, yeah, this one.
Yeah.
You may need to create a new variable. So the last one, create global variable. Okay. Below. Yes.
Okay. And so I'll call this here
And collect list.
Superbase
Yeah.
test
So it's an array.
type. It's an array. Okay.
And that's okay.
And then I just create it.
Exactly. And now you can choose this variable on the right. Perfect.
Right.
And you may need to replace all items. So it's
Nope.
you're not
Yeah,
done.
no.
Not done yet.
Yeah.
In
Sorry?
here, you need to bind the
Here you
value.
need to bind a value. Yeah.
That's okay.
Bind the value
Yeah, it's just
to.
so you need to go to the lightning tab, the third one. Yeah.
And then this is from. Is it from this action one
Yes.
test?
You can bind to
Exactly.
the result. Not that one. If you do that, you will
Oh, the array.
first, yeah.
Then I only get the first item. Yeah.
Exactly. And now you have
Okay.
both of them. So you can click test on just on this action, the second one. Test again, yeah. So now you see
Right.
you've got you're gonna have values to the variable. And can you go back to the list on the page? To the collection list, yes, the parent, this one, perfect. And can you on the right, you can now bind the items to this variable. So can you click the plug icon in here? Oh, we may have lost you.
Right.
You're back. Yeah, you're back. Okay.
Yes. Hi.
So now you can bind to your array the SB test directly. Yeah, here.
Okay.
Not that one.
This,
Yeah.
And here you are.
the
So
first one, right?
yeah, you
Yeah.
can now click on the first text. So select the text. You can select it directly here. Yes, perfect. And you can bind the text to the context now.
Okay. Now I can choose whatever I want, right?
Yep.
Exactly. So if you're using Superbase, you may need to use some workflows to get the files with the path. You won't have the file URL in here, I think.
Okay.
So
Right.
you may need to check the documentation for this, but I think you got the idea.
Yep, that's very helpful.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks a lot, Alexander.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Thank
Good.
you. Thank you both. Bye. Bye-bye.
All right, we have a question from Steve about, is there a way to style a scroll bar in dark mode? And I'm going to invite you on, but I think probably not because you use custom CSS. So let me just confirm with Flow, promoting you to panelist so we can take a look. And for people who are interested in installing the scroll bar, I'll share a link to the video in the chat.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. So do you want to see my screen and what I'm trying to do?
Yeah, that would be great. That way we can confirm whether it's possible or not. I think it's probably, well, let's see.
So can you see?
Ah, okay, yes, no, that is possible. I just shared the link in the, I thought you wanted to do a switch between light mode and dark mode.
Well,
Yeah, so we can do this with a little bit of custom CSS.
but I do want to be able to switch between light mode and
Ah,
dark
okay.
mode. So here it is in dark mode, here it is in light mode. And I saw the post on the CSS to do it, but I just don't know how to do it just for dark mode. And it's
Yeah.
not the end of the world if I have to leave it like this, but I just thought we're getting ready to go live. It would look prettier.
It looks amazing, by the way. I love the design.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So what do you think,
s-
Flo? So, no, go ahead, Steve.
Could you repeat the question just because I couldn't see the questions on my
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So the idea is here we have the scroll bar, and so Steve knows how to change the color with custom CSS, but here, because there's a light mode and a dark mode, he would want a different color depending on the light mode and dark, if the application
Yeah,
is in dark mode
exactly,
or
Joyce.
light mode.
Mhm.
So personally, I know how to change the style with custom CSS, but in one mode only. I don't know how to make that color conditional. I don't know if there's a way or not.
Give me 1 second. I need to quickly check something.
And Steve, you're using the change theme action to change.
Yes, yes.
Cool.
And the libraries and I mean, what you guys did with dark mode is just so awesome. It just looks great. I just love it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Thanks so much.
And honestly, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it
No, but
looks pretty.
it would be
Yeah.
nice to, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I've seen Lachlan from Xanode who talked about this to basically add the custom CSS through an action in the workflow. Then you would be able to inject the CSS
Ah,
with the JavaScript thanks to this, or edit it. So you could do it with a custom JavaScript action. Let me check.
should we maybe just move on to the next question and share
Yeah,
share
I
the
will get
link?
back to you maybe with a post in the community with this.
Okay.
Because we need to retrieve so
Like-
Lachlan from Xano did a little tutorial on this, but I don't know
Yeah.
where it
Okay.
is. So-
Yeah, I need to
Great.
check out this,
Cool.
but we can do it with JavaScript. I will take a moment this week to create a post on it.
That's perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect. And I'll just so will that be on the community board, or will it be part of the
Can
recording?
you send me a direct message on the community so I remember
Sure.
to
Yep.
tag, and that way when Flo is ready, I will tag you in the community to make sure
Perfect.
you have the
Perfect.
info.
And
All right,
then
cool.
can I ask one more question that I had?
Sure, go for it.
Which is, okay, so we have the ability to put images, or I want to be able to put an image in a rich text field. And I noticed that you were thinking about putting it on the roadmap, and then I don't see it on the roadmap. So
Oh,
I
you
just
can.
wondered,
No, you can. It's already
how
possible.
do you, oh, really?
Yeah. So do you
How?
have a rich text? Do you have a rich text element on
Yeah.
in your app? If
Well,
you want to go to that
sure.
page.
Let me just show it. Okay, so here's where I want to be able to do it
Okay.
is So I want to, if you're a mentor, you can go ahead and edit this. I'm not signed in as a mentor right now, but if I was, I could edit this. So how do should I log out and log in, or I
No,
didn't see
so
it.
you would need to, I think you would need to add a button, right, Flo? You would need to add a button, and then when the user clicks on that button, you can upload the image. I don't see another way of doing it.
I think you can. I think in the last release, Mail did something on the rich text if you go to the custom mode. We need to check. Give me just 1 second to be sure of that.
If you maybe go on a new, create a new blank page just so we can show you like
Okay.
kind of the rough logic, and then you can
Here, let me just do this real quick, and I can go back to that screen.
okay. Just don't want to break your beautiful design.
Oh. Okay, now if this guy comes in and he can.
So here
Now
you see here, yeah. So
Okay.
if you go on the rich text element, if you click on the rich text element
Okay.
in the
Go back to
layout,
layout.
yeah, in
Okay.
editing mode on layout.
Okay.
On the rich text, and then you see here on the right in the styles tab, you can select custom menu on.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And now you can you can customize this menu basically. So if you add see here you have you may see the
Oh,
image
there's an
icon.
image icon.
Yes, exactly.
So if you click on it,
Well, that
no, look at, I
simpler.
just want to explain how it works. If you
Okay.
so in the layout, you see there's a workflow on the image. Right now you're on the image icon. If you go
Yep.
a little bit like one step up in the layout, it's actually an upload element. Can you see that in the layout on the left on the layout?
Yeah. Here.
Yeah, just
Oh,
above.
here.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So if you click on this one, on this element, it's actually an upload element. And then if you go on the right to the workflow tab, if you click on this, you'll see that there's an encode file is base 64 action. This
Mhm.
is to create the image. And then there's the execute component action. So if you go to the execute component action, I think that it's just to show you the logic. This is the action you will need. It's the set image. And so when you enable the custom menu for the rich text, you will have, if you can look at this, at the drop down, if you click on set image, you have all the other options. So you can bold the text, and this gives you like full control of what you want to add or not in your rich text menu.
Oh, that's just so if I say set image and now I just give it a source.
Yeah, you need to give it a source. You can. So in this case, it's the result from the previous action. So you might need to, dive into this a little bit to get to grips with it. But that's the
Okay.
main logic.
Okay. Oh, that's just fantastic, guys. Thank you. That's way better than my workaround idea, which was to use public buckets and Supabase and put a link. So this will be super. This will be great.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you, Steve. Talk to you soon, and good luck with the launch.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll let you know when it happens.
And don't forget to, send me a direct message in the community so I remember to tag you.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Cool. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's have Luke on. And just while Lucas is hopping on, Renaud is asking for a plan, an estimated date for a base row plugin. Correct me if I'm wrong, Flo, but so we would love to do a data source plugin for base row. It is in our backlog. backlog, but it is not currently being, there's no estimated time at the moment. It's not,
No,
is that
exactly.
right?
Exactly. We decided to prioritize backend system that have authentication system, and I don't think Bezro have that yet. So I may need to check out, but I don't think you could have your authentication system like just with security with your front end and your back end. And that's why we didn't prioritize it, because you cannot secure it enough from our point of view for the use cases we like currently. So we prefer to wait for those integrations to give you the possibility to create your own backend plugin to secure everything. And this is something that we should start to work on at the end of the year, not before.
And Renaud, if you want to tell us in the chat, like what your project is about, that would be great. Because, yeah, just to know, maybe you don't need authentication or something. It'd be great to know what projects you're using Base Pro. Hey, Luke, can you hear us okay now? It sounds like it. Looks like it.
Yes, can you hear me?
Cool. Yes.
Cool. Great. So sorry, I'm not actually Andy Russ's office, and there's a bunch of background event here, but wanted to ask, this is something briefly talked about with you, Joyce, last week, but kind of wanted some more direction because I wasn't able to figure it out on my side. But basically what I'm trying to do is have this like lesson. It'd be great to have like a similar UI to like Articulate's a big LMS company where like the text will animate like that, like based off scroll position, to make it easier for like the student to like fragment what they're learning about. And I've been trying to do it where, for example, I think this like accordion flexbox. Actually, I was just doing this with something else before, but like naming it and then doing like scroll position and doing like conditional render. But the problem with that is it won't pop up. The scroll position won't pop up.
Your sound is coming in and out.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
I don't know, maybe you have if you have like a audio plugin like Crisp, if you can turn it off. So I think it cuts you off.
Is this any better?
Sounds like you're drowning a little bit. Or is the mic on your computer? Or AirPods?
Is it better?
Perfect.
Cool. So yeah, like I was saying before, would want it so this, paragraph or text isn't visible unless you get to a certain scroll position. But if I, name this like intro and then do, conditional rendered, it'll disappear and I won't be able to get to a component of that intro. It'll just be empty. And like if I do like, Y position or anything like that right now, it won't pop up if I delete it. So does that make any sense?
You cannot use the conditional rendering for this. You need to use the it's one of the cases where you need to use display.
Okay.
And okay. And perfect. So
if I wanted to
okay, perfect. So so basically it's upper than 0 or 10. Yeah, it could be 10. Okay, that's the good thing. Okay. This is really nice. And you may need to add the same thing with the opacity. If you remember what we did before, you need to do the same thing with the opacity. Rather than 2010, and you need to put that into a if because it's waiting for 0 or 1. So just before, you can type in if and parentheses, it will work. And after that, so when it's upper, it's the 1, and otherwise it's 0. Okay. Could you add a transition also?
What was that? Sorry, Flo.
Could you select it again?
Yep.
And below, scroll, really at the end. And after you've got transition, you need to click the plus button here. And could you add a bigger duration so we could just see if it works? Like at least yeah, one it's perfect. Okay, let's try again. Did you unbind the display? I need to work my CSS. Yes, could you unbind that just to try? Let's try. You can let it like this. And let's try.
Oh, that was great. That's perfect. Okay,
You
that's
may
great.
need to do that for all of them.
Okay, and then super quick last question. I'm trying to have this page. This redirect page is simply on page load. This is basically say like if a subscriber is user like subscribe to a lesson or not, there's gonna be redirected to a dashboard. But I want to have a pop-up come up when it gets to the dashboard page. Like the model's just saying like you're not subscribed. So when it do get redirected, it like the modal like pops up and then pops away instantly. You can kind of see like here if I try it, like it's gonna load, redirect, and then bring me to my dashboard page. And I guess it didn't even pop up that time, but usually like it pops up for like half a second and then goes away. Not even like a tenth of a second. It doesn't even like show what's in the modal. It just pops up as a modal. I don't know why exactly that's not working.
I'm not sure I got you.
Let me try one more time. See if this will do what I'm saying it's gonna do.
So it's when you go to that page, right?
I want a pop-up to be shown here where basically it's maybe it's way below. That's why. Sorry. Let me bring it up. Let's try one more time.
Did you display? You can display the model. Click on it.
Oh, just wait. Okay.
You can force display. Right.
All I'm trying to show is just exactly what just happened, where it popped up for a really short amount of time. Right now, I have it set to like 500 milliseconds, which should be.
Oh, okay. You would like this pop-up to that? I mean, you may need to update it, but you would like to have it 10 seconds and 5 seconds and then disappear, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's not. It's loading like when I just did that, but it doesn't stick around. It just disappears right away.
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay. Can you show me the workflow again on page
Yep.
load? Okay. I don't understand the first action because if you navigate to somewhere, everything else below won't be triggered.
I won't trigger. Okay.
So you need to do the other way around. You need to
Okay. That's what
navigate to, and all the rest should be on the page you go to.
Okay. So it should be on page load of the dashboard. I should transfer over.
And no. When you do navigate to, time delay and survival value won't be triggered, or maybe it will, maybe not. It depends on your browser.
Okay.
So because you are leaving that page, so all the logic after navigate to should be on the other page on the dashboard.
Okay. Gotcha.
And
Okay.
then
That makes sense. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Flo. Thank you, Joyce. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. And Karen is mentioning, I don't know if that's the case, but something to maybe investigate. Is saying the page is maybe taking longer than 500 milliseconds to load. So maybe it's because of that. Maybe something to look into.
Okay. I will. Thank you.
Talk to you soon, Luke.
Bye.
All right, so we have a couple of questions from David, sorry. It looks like David is no longer online, so we'll move to okay, I'll just move to Matt's question first, Steve, because we just spoke, but you can hop on again. So Matt has a question about content sliders. And just while Matt is hopping on, I posted in the chat because Renaud was talking about base row as an alternative to Airtable and thought it was a great replacement because it has an authentication token. So base row is indeed very similar to Airtable, and both are limited in terms of security because they don't allow row level security. So I just shared a couple of resources to help you understand the limitations compared to like a full backend like Xan or Supabase with an integrated authentication system. And it's something that's, if you're not a traditional developer that, you may not know this. So I would highly recommend that you check out the video about security, our video about security. All right, Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
Appreciate the time. I had a quick question about content sliders here. I have these kind of all over my site. And for some reason, they don't always pop up when I click on them. So for example, like here they're working, but right now I'm clicking on this get started one and nothing's popping up. And I'm not entirely sure why that's happening. See, that's what should pop up. I have these ones down here all linked to that same modal. And these ones seem to work pretty reliably. But again, like on like this profile page I have in the back, I have these kind of organized as cards. And they'll work sometimes, but every once in a while, like if you're flipping through on the staging production or this WeWeb editor, they'll just no longer be clickable. Like right now, I can no longer click this one. So I'm not sure if it's like I'm doing something wrong or if it's just these are kind of buggy, but they don't seem to work as often as I'd like them to.
Which is always, right?
Which is always.
Well,
Any ideas?
right now, no, we do need to check how you did that before. Could you
yeah, it happens on all the content sliders. You haven't noticed one or
Yeah, it pretty much happens on all of them. And I have tried
Okay.
like these are their own cards over here that just have like a class. So they're
Okay.
styled the same, but on the back, on this profile page back here, I do have it where like these are all components. So in the not the modal, sorry. In this actual slider here, these are components. So regardless of whether I do a component with a workflow in the component or if I do just a regular card, they're not reliable to be clicked on.
Okay.
So actually, this is when it switches to tablet, that's when it goes into the content slider. So here's the content slider here, but this is the same components.
Okay.
I'm thinking it might make more sense to record a video and open a support ticket.
Yes, I agree. And we need to dig in to understand and try to reproduce on our own computers to understand why you have this issue. So do you know the link to create a support
I'll
ticket?
share it in the chat now.
I don't, but I can go ahead and click it. And then I guess while I have you guys, the other question I have is with these navigations, they don't have a z-axis, but they do seem to pop up above my modal. And when I do put a z-axis on the modal, no matter what, these buttons seem to come on top, and that stays true on mobile or tablet. I think desktop as well, but I don't have the content slider there. Any ideas on that front?
Yeah, you may need to add a really big z-index value. Because
Okay.
I think this one was hard-coded in that component, and I guess the developer that did that was a bit like
Gotcha.
it's the big value. So try a multiple value, and I think at what moment it should work.
Okay.
So 1,000 maybe, something like this. No, not yet.
Hmm.
Okay, then I may need to check out in the code. Wait.
No, still nothing.
Okay, well, could you add that also in the ticket? So,
Absolutely.
so take the time to really record how to reproduce your issue. This is really important to help you to help us to find out how to recreate this issue on our own, so we could understand.
Gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Fabien, if you can post your question in the community, that would be great, because I would like to prioritize the question that came earlier from Steve. And digest as well. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. So if you can post in the community, that would be awesome. In the meantime, let me invite Steve. Oh, no, so there was a different Steve. Realize, okay, so Steve is no longer on the call. Is Fabien on the call? All right, so Fabien is on the call. Let me promote you now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, yes.
Perfect. So I'm going to share my screen. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
No.
No.
Right, just 1 second. Oh, sorry, I cannot share my screen right now.
That's okay.
yeah,
We're running out of time anyway, so maybe
yeah,
can
next time.
next time, or if you want to post in the community.
Yeah, I will.
I
I will.
yeah, we do our best to answer.
Yeah, thank you very much, Joyce.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot for hopping on. All right. Well, I think we'll leave it that and there at here. I can't speak anymore. It's time to leave. It's time to go. I can't speak. Well, thanks everyone for attending. Appreciate your questions as always, and your kindness and kind words and just general creativity. It gives us a lot of energy. So yeah, if we didn't get a chance to answer your question, don't hesitate to post in the community.weweb.io, and we will do our best to answer. Steve, remember to send me a DM, and talk to you soon next week.
See you next
Bye.
week. Bye, everyone.